What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be bringing out a certain firearm that I haven't brought out and talked about for a while, but it's actually pretty cool. This is not an actual Glock made by Glock. It's something that I sort of put together, created my own. Now no, I don't carry it, but at the same time, I love subcompacts, I love the Glock 26, so I had to build a Glock 26L. Let's get into it, but before we get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, subscribe, tell me your thoughts on this firearm. Tell me your thoughts on the Glock 26. Tell me what you carry today, what kind of holster, also what kind of defensive ammo. Let's get into it. What is the Glock 26L, right? Well, first let's find the Glock 26 that I have. Here is a Glock 26. This comes with a 3.5 inch barrel, a very small grip, but still good capacity, flush with 10 rounds, and a great reliable firearm. My favorite firearm is the Glock 26, hands down. So what is the Glock 26L? It's basically a Glock 26 with a 4-inch barrel. If you remember the Springfield Armory XDS, they offered it in a 3.3-inch barrel as well as a 4-inch barrel. If you remember the Shields, they offered it in a 3.1-inch barrel, also a 4-inch barrel. It's just something that they did. Now, why would you get something like this? A lot of people love the Glock 19, right? It has a 4-inch barrel, so you're getting a longer sight radius compared to, this is a Glock 27, but it's the same size as a 26. You see the longer sight radius you get. Also, you get all this weight from the slide and the barrel for that extra, half inch or whatever it may be, a little over half inch. So it does become a better overall shooter. But at the same time with the Glock 19, your mag is sitting down here. So it gets hard to conceal. Whereas this, if you really had to, let's say it's summertime, you can throw a flush 10 round mag in there and have a very, very short grip, a very small firearm section to conceal, and very little printing. I carry my Glock 26s and 27s all summer long, not a single issue. I even carry them with a 12 round mag, not a single issue. Now the Glock 19 gets thicker and longer, and so people do have issues printing and also with being comfortable. This gives you the best of both worlds. This is one of those hybrid firearms. Something similar to like the SIG P365 XL, or even something similar to the, where's that? Hellcat Pro a little bit. You're basically taking a smaller firearm and allowing you to use a longer slide with a longer barrel, but still shrink it down if you really had to. Because with my P365, I can throw the original grip module on with this longer slide. Just like with my Hellcat right here, I can throw the Pro slide on top and still shrink it down where it really matters for printing. So that's basically what this is. I've actually shot this thing a lot. It probably has about 2,000, 3,000 rounds through it, not a single hiccup, not a single issue. Now the thing is, a lot of people want to use their Glock 19 slides, which that would work. You can literally take your Glock 19 slide off your 19 frame and throw it on the 26 frame, because Glock is genius. They've been doing this for a while. The only thing is, you now have an exposed guide rod, right? So what happened is, Hooper Gunworks went out, said, hey, let's make a 26L slide that's all one piece. Because what can happen is, you can use your Glock 19 slide, and you can buy a little adapter that sits in there. I don't really like the two-piece setup, so I went with this one-piece setup right here. It already has the adapter on there. Think about the Glock 43X, right? It's the same frame as Glock 48. The Glock 48 just has a 4.19-inch barrel, so it's the same exact thing. Interchangeable uppers with the same lower. That's exactly what Glock did with the double stacks as well. So this right here is a 26L, has a 4-inch barrel, longer sight radius, more weight, has a little bit more muzzle flip, but also less felt recoil. Like I said, you can shrink it down at any time. And also, I made this build right here, right? We are clear. Let me show you this trigger pull right here. Polished trigger bar, everything's polished, with a Ghost 3.5 pound connector. Check this out. I mean, this thing is just, for a Glock trigger, look at that reset. Let's do it one more time, ready? One more time. First pull. And reset. I mean, unbelievable overall trigger pull. And so this is an awesome build. Now we have excess big dot sights on there. A great sight setup if you want that. Very easy to see during the daytime. Very easy to see during the nighttime. And it uses sort of a squared off U-notch rear. I really like excess big dot sights. That's also what I just recently put on my FN 503. Handle at Edge Series grips. Now this right here is a Strike Industries +2 base plate. But like I said, Hooper Gunworks, they make the slide one piece and they sell it like this. So if you like the barrel length of a Glock 19 but want the concealability of a Glock 26, this is your go-to. Now, it's an aftermarket part, right? 100% reliable. Not a single issue with it. And if you want to see me shoot it, type in Spin Firearms Glock 26L. You will see videos of me shooting this thing. A great, very accurate, smooth shooter. Nothing wrong with it. I run all Glock internals. The barrel is just a $60 barrel I got off eBay. I think it's probably BCA or Hooper Gunworks, one of those two companies. But they tend to make same spec parts, very reliable parts for cheap. Something reasonable, affordable, and so on. Now the slide's going to be a little more expensive because slides are expensive, but I think it was under $200. It's probably like $160, $150, something like that. And it's in this beautiful stainless steel finish. And if you have a Glock 19, this will run in your Glock 19 holster. So very easy to find holster options. I tend to use my Blacksmith Tactical holsters with this. You can use code SPN for 10% off all Blacksmith Tactical products if you want to save yourself a little bit of money on a holster option. But if you want to see it side by side to a Glock 26, let's go ahead and do that. You can see the extra weight and length. That helps with the shootability. Obviously, same exact frame, so no difference there. This is what they both look like from the side. Just an overall great firearm. I wish Glock would have came out with this themselves. I think this would have been a major seller for them. A huge hit 10-15 years ago especially. This would have been a game changer, but they never offered it. Now what I also have heard about people doing is people buy Palmetto State Armory daggers and they chop them down. Same thing with their Glock 19. So buy a Glock 19, measure out the mag length perfectly, and they'll chop it down. They'll do a nice, clean, precise cut, and it'll still run those Glock OEM 10-round mags, or mags with base plates like in this case, just fine. So if you want to do that, you can get a cheap dagger on PSA for $300. Make it an experiment, because you can buy PSA lowers for about $60, complete. They have all the parts in them. They're ready to go. Lowers, $60, $65, something like that, which I recently just bought one for a similar experiment. But if you want, you can buy a full dagger, chop it down, make a 26L like that, or you can go the route that I just told you. But two very cool ways to get a firearm like this. Long barrel, better accuracy, and especially when I carry 3 o'clock on the hip, the barrel length doesn't affect me as much. But that's why I tend to carry smaller firearms, is simply because I like having the ability to be comfortable all day long. Stuff like this has a 3 to 3.5 inch barrel, or even what I'm carrying right now, which is my Shield in 40, but is chambered in 357 SIG actually with the conversion barrel. Very thin, short barrel, very easy to carry. It's not going to be poking into your junk all day long, not going to be affecting you in any way, shape, or form. It's going to be very comfortable, especially if you're a driver, you drive a lot, whatever the case may be, and you carry appendix. A longer barrel and slide might affect that a little bit. But if you carry 3 o'clock, or like I do every now and then, outside the waistband, but still concealed. What I mean by that is I carry outside the waistband, but I still have a shirt, a jacket, a hoodie, a coat over that firearm so people aren't seeing it. Also, I use a holster with a little bit better retention. But yeah, you can carry this, have a great setup, throw some awesome night sights on it, and you got a great, reliable setup. Anyways, guys, that's the 26L. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.